Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning, Mr. Ashwin.
Yeah, very good morning, Ashwin.
Good morning, sir. Very good morning, sir. I will start the webinar, sir.
You can start, Mr. Ashwin.
Thank you, sir. So first of all, good morning to everyone. Welcome to the webinar organized by Dayanand Sagar University on emerging trend in commerce and management, opportunities for tomorrow's leaders. And I will be thrilled to have you all here today. My name is Ashwin Todukar. I will be the host for today's introductory session. At Dayanand Sagar University, we are committed to foster the innovation and excellence in education. Today's webinar is a part of our ongoing effort to provide students, faculties, and professionals for the valuable insight on the rapidly evolving field in commerce and management. Today, we are thrilled to bring together a few of the distinguished experts from the industry, and it's a good opportunity for having an insight over the industry from the industry veterans over here. So now I would like to introduce a few of our speakers. Speakers for the today. It is my honor to introduce and welcome our esteemed speaker for the day. First, Dr. Amit R. Bhatt, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Dayanand Sagar University. Dr. Amit R. Bhatt holds an BE from MS University, Baroda, and MS from Duke University, and a PhD from NC State University in US. With over 30 years of industry and academic experience, he is a founding faculty member of Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of ICT and co-founded TreePie Computing, which is recognized among the top 10 startups in India. He has authored around 70 publications in prestigious national and international journals. On behalf of Dayanand Sagar University, I welcome you for the webinar, sir. Next, we have Captain Nagaraj Subbarao, the Dean of School of Commerce and Management Studies, the Professor of Leadership and Strategy at Dayanand Sagar University. Captain Nagaraj Subbarao has a PhD, an MPhil, and an MBA. He is a Master Marine with over 20 years of experience commanding state-of-the-art ship and leading international crew globally. With over a decade and a half years in academia, he is passionate about research, teaching, mentoring, and developing management programs. He has received numerous awards, includes fourth best case study award from AIMA, India Case Research Center in 2024. He is also a national junior level player in cricket and table tennis. So we are happy to have you here, sir. Welcome to the webinar, sir. Our third speaker is Dr. Trupta Shankar, Assistant Dean of School of Commerce and Management Studies at Dayanand Sagar University. Dr. Trupta Shankar holds a PhD from the University of Mysore and is an alumnus of IISc Bangalore with over 20 years of rich corporate experience across various industries such as financial service, consumer durables, logistics, lifestyle, retailing, consulting. He is implementing multiple significant projects with companies like Amara Raja Industry, Raja Batteries, ICICI, Future Groups, and Fuji Films. Yeah. Welcome for the webinar, sir. Thank you for being here for putting some light on the commerce and management webinar topic. Okay. Lastly, we have Professor Ananta Popali, an adjunct professor of Management at Dayanand Sagar University. Professor Populi holds a PGDBM from NMIMS and a Master's in CS from Devi Ahalya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. He is also a certified Green Belt Global Career Consultant from UCLA Extension. With over 30 years of senior level experience in global IT, services and management consulting, he has set a large IT service unit in India, held significant positions in several industries at AIG, Mphasis, L&T, and E&Y, to name a few. Professor Populi has also accumulated 8+ years of experience in US and multiple short stints in Europe, Japan, China, and Asia Pacific. These are the few in the countries where he has worked. Welcome to the webinar, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
I would also like to welcome Mr. Deepak Kaloke, Chief Marketing Officer, Dayanand Sagar University. Welcome to the webinar, sir. And also, I would like to welcome Mr. Manoj Kumar Jina, Assistant Director, Admission, Dayanand Sagar University. Welcome to the webinar, sir. And last but not the least, to all the leaders of tomorrow's who are present in the session today, welcome to the webinar. So, without further ado, I would request Mr. Bagli, Cluster Manager Admission, Dayanand Sagar University, to take over the responsibility to moderate the webinar.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ashwin. Dear participants and all panelists, greetings to you from Dayananda Sagar University. Before I could welcome our first speaker, I will also have a privilege in welcoming entire class of Anveshana PU College, Mysore, who are also a part of this webinar, who are attending in a smart class with 100 students and their faculties and principal. We are welcoming entire College of Anveshana PU College, Mysore. With this, I welcome Dr. Amit R. Bhatt, sir, to set a context for a webinar.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bagli. Good morning to all the students and the parents. It is indeed a privilege to talk to tomorrow's leaders like you. I would also like to welcome my colleagues from Dayanand Sagar University. Today, you are going to have a wonderful opportunity to know about our School of Commerce and Management Studies. In this particular area, we have a school which is conveniently located in our Kudlu Gate campus, which is on Hosur Road. It is conveniently located on the metro rail tracks, near the metro rail tracks. We have a wonderful program at SCMS, and the advantage of joining DSU is that, it is a complete university with a full-fledged engineering school, full-fledged design school, law school, and, medical school, among other things. Now, when you are a part of management studies or commerce studies, you may require help of, people from law faculty or people from engineering faculty to teach you the concepts of AI. So in a university environment, it is very easy that, a professor from one department can come and take lectures in the other department. So this, you have a wealth of experience. We have wonderful faculty members in our School of Management under the expert leadership of Captain Nagraj. But, apart from those eminent people, we have people from other departments also who would come and teach you. We also have a lot of foreign faculty members, who would come and teach for, a given period of time, sometimes, a week long, sometimes a month long. And that is our USP. We try to bring in international exposure to our students. And, sometimes this international exposure becomes very much important for, if a student or, a graduate of DSU wants to join a multinational, they know what international people, the behavior, the language, and the accepted norms of etiquette. We also have a wonderful campus on Harovalli. So when you are part of SCMS, apart from studying regular studies at Campus 3, you will be invited to Campus 4 for special programs, student day celebration, sports meet. And that is amazing campus. It is spread over 145 acres with facilities for sports, facilities for, extracurricular activities. Now, when at SCMS or, at DSU, we put great emphasis on overall development of students. So apart from studies, you will have lot many cultural programs and, lot many clubs where you can join. There's a club for, photography, there's a club for poetry, there's a club for writing. And, we expect our students, when they go out in the job market, they have well-rounded personality. Because in job market, it counts very much whether, you have soft skills, of course, apart from your educational academic skills. So without taking up too much of your time, I will hand you over to our experts from the School of Commerce and Management Studies, and they will tell you all about their school, their curriculum, the opportunities, and the wonderful future which awaits you if you join DSU. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for your wonderful words, sir. It is really beneficial for the students. With this, I will be inviting our next speaker, Captain Nagaraj Subbarao. Sir, I always say we get inspired by all your actions. Whenever I see you, sir, I personally get inspired. Over to you to inspire the students on the commerce and management, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bagali, and good morning to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, my colleagues who are here, Mr. Deepak, Mr. Ashwin, and Manoj. And welcome to all the parents as well as potential students, future leaders. We've called this program as Careers for Emerging Leaders, a very apt title indeed, and opportunities that you have going ahead in these exciting times. So what is management education? And that has been a debate over the last 100 years or so. Management education per se is an outcome or an output of the industrial age, which kicked off in Great Britain about 2 centuries ago. And there's always this question of whether it's a practice, is it a profession, is it a license, is it just a degree? And, if you look at management education, fortunately, it's an amalgam or a combination of all these. It is a practice, it is a profession, it gives you a license to do many things, and it gives you a degree as well. So if you understand what's a license, for example, if you need to fly a commercial aircraft, you need a license. Do you need a license to practice management? Not necessarily so. But today, education in management is formal, and you have several great schools that create managers for industry. So eventually, our biggest stakeholder and the people that we are concerned about is the industry, and what kind of human resources we put out for that particular industry is something that we think deeply and continuously. So several students who come to us not only to be trained as future leaders, but also future managers in a very dynamic and often changing world. And why do I say that? Just look around you. In my time, we had to spend about half a day to get a demand draft. Today, you can order one from your telephone and it's delivered to you within a couple of hours. If ever you need a demand draft, even that is sort of going out of practice. So we live in a digital world driven by artificial intelligence, driven by machine learning, and driven by technologies that probably are in the offing. It is said that many professions that we look at today may not exist over the next, say, couple of decades. And this is a sobering thought. And so it makes management education all the more important. So what are some of the skills that you would acquire if you came to, say, SEMS, that is my school, and got a degree here? Several of them. And I'm not talking about the functional skills or the domain skills that many of you would expect, whether it is in finance, whether it is human resource management, whether it is in operations management, whether it is associated with a degree like BBA, BCom, MBA, and so on and so forth. And there are several domain areas that we offer. I'll take you quickly through them when we talk about the program. And of course, my colleague, Dr. Trupta Shankar, will talk more about it when he gives you a presentation on the undergrad programs. So to sort of thrive and sustain careers or jobs in a rapidly changing world around us, what are some of those skills and competencies that are required? Let me take you through a quick laundry list. So first of all, agility and adaptability. Are you adaptable to change quickly, learn new things, unlearn old things, and adapt yourself to new careers? Do you have the agility of mind and the habit of learning by yourself is becoming more and more important? Are you digitally literate? I was just talking about your ability to order financial instruments from your telephone. India is probably a leader in financial digitization of financial instruments. You can look at our UPI, which has revolutionized how we pay for most things today. We are leaders, and that gives rise to something very important for all of you. It opens up huge career opportunities in fintech. And SEMS, I'm happy to state, is one of the leaders in fintech in this city. And Bengaluru is probably one of the leaders in the world as far as fintech is concerned. Just look around you. Almost every major financial technology company is located in the city or is headquartered in the city. So that gives you tremendous opportunities for careers. You then have to be resilient because all of us will fail at some point in the other. And that is something that you learn in a management program. How to fail, pick yourself up, bounce back, and succeed the next time. And that comes from your exposure to entrepreneurship. We give you exposure to developing an entrepreneurial mindset. So I'm not just talking about domain here. If you can see, I'm talking about several competencies that will create leaders and help you to sustain yourself in the world as we go ahead. You also need problem solving and decision making. If you can't identify and solve problems and make decisions, organizations have really no great use for you. And that's a reality. You need to communicate well. You need higher levels of emotional intelligence. How do you relate to people? Because people are going to have driven and are going to drive industry, despite the fact that we are inundated by new technologies. And eventually, in an age which is so swiftly moving by, you need to be ethical. Your behavior needs to be ethical. You need to have good and truthful practices, you need high degrees of integrity. And so the program not only sets you up in a domain, it also teaches you, all our programs teach you several competencies that are going to take you through a lifetime. And that is why it is important to come to a great school like the School of Commerce and Management Studies across our several programs. What are the programs offered by SEMS? We, of course, have a doctoral program, which eventually gives off scholarly professors. They leave us with a PhD program, which stretches from anything from 4 to 5 years. It is on campus or part-time. And this is a very important program for us because we are creating future thought leaders for the world and society at large. We've got a very, very robust executive MBA program for working professionals. We are represented by almost every MNC from around the world, right from the Boeings to the Airbuses to Infosys to Wipro to IBM. We have employees from there coming and doing their executive MBA here. This is probably our country's largest on-campus executive MBA program, and we're very proud of this program. We've got a full-time MBA program where students are on campus for about 2 years, very popular in Bengaluru, and programs that are of your interest, that is the BBA program and the BCom program, the undergrad programs that are very, very important and are foundations to robust careers that many of you are interested in, which are extremely well run, and they have their own space in our ecosystem. We also have certificate programs to cater to several people in new age technologies and financial areas, and in financial areas, in digital literacy, in leadership, in communication, and various areas. And then we directly deal with industry for training programs. So you can see that the School of Commerce and Management Studies has the full gamut of offerings, right from a PhD program to, which stretches to about 5 years maybe, to a one-day training program or a half-day training program. And we have the capability and the competence to do all of these things. And why do I say that we have the capability and competence? Because of several reasons. And what are those? Our faculty are top class. The Honorable Vice Chancellor alluded to this briefly. We have close to 50 full-time faculty. We have about 70 adjunct professors who have been in the industry. They've held senior positions, and they come here to teach when we require them to teach in very, very specialized niche areas. So, for example, if we need somebody to teach you fintech, we draw the best from industry to come and teach you. And these people are attached to us. They are on our, you can check out our website. They are mentioned there. So the faculty, we also are very clear that we need a robust curriculum and we need a teaching plan, which is called a pedagogy. Both of these are very well taken care of. Our placements are strong. We focus on placing students well in good companies. We get several large and well-established brands who come here for placement. And of course, we are working on our international connections. We hope our students can travel abroad for bigger careers, can go on short exchange programs, and so on and so forth. But for all this, it's not me just talking about how good my school is, or our alumni, or our faculty, but it's also about, do we have recognition from external agencies? And for that, we are ranked as a NAAC A+ institution by a government agency like a national accreditation agency like NAAC. We are an A+ university. We are well recognized by several private ranking agencies like the IIRF, the WEEK, which has for 2 years continuously ranked us as one of the top 15 emerging B schools in this country, along with several new age IIMs. And the Business World and Outlook have placed us in the top 5 B schools in the city. And for a young B school, that is speaking a lot, and we are punching above our weight. Compare us with several of the other schools, and we are in the top 5, and you're going to get better. In fact, our plan of action or our long-term vision, or in say the next decade or so, is to be as good, or at least close to the brilliant Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, with whom we share space in this city, which is a great city. And if you are in Bengaluru, then excellent. If you're not, this is a city for the future. And you must be here because of the opportunities to make sustainable careers and to be future leaders. And with that, I thank everybody for the opportunity to speak to you. And I urge you to look at the School of Commerce and Management Studies as a potential area to be in, because we are excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really wonderful to hear you. To become tomorrow's leaders, they should always be unlearn and learn, which you have said, sir. It is really wonderful. As I said, every time I listen to you, something new I learn. And many of our students have learned many new things. As you said, learn to fail and rise back. It's a wonderful, sir. Thank you so much for sparing your time for the students. I'll be welcoming our next speaker, Professor Anant, to take over a session. Before that, we have a couple of more colleges who are also attending with their faculties and students. From Hospet, there is a national college. From Bellary, there is another college. The Nandi City School is attending the session. We are really thankful to the colleges who are really looking forward to make their student future leaders. With this, I welcome Professor Anant Pophali to take over the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dean, sir. So, good morning, students and faculty. It's my pleasure to talk about emerging trends in commerce and management streams and opportunities for tomorrow's leaders. The topic is very vast and it's very fast growing and fast changing. There is significant size of opportunities in this area. So I have about 25-30 minutes. I'll give you a glimpse of it, and then you are always welcome to reach out to me and other of my colleagues to ask questions. Right. So I've tried to break down the topic into 4 items. What are the commerce and management industries or streams? Some of this I will use it interchangeably. Trends and opportunities in financial services, because commerce actually leads you to financial services, and trends and opportunities in management. While they are very closely aligned, commerce and management, you can't separate, but I have separated them because we are talking about 2 types of courses here, but I think I will give you enough to think about both of them. Okay. First is, what is the importance of commerce management streams for the industry? Right. Let's start from there. I will talk about, where does it lead to first? Then I will talk about trends and opportunities, right? Because I think you should have a very good idea about when we talk about commerce and management, which part of the industry you will land in, right? So I think that's very, very important to know. So I will give you as much in detail as possible in the next 25 minutes. So commerce and management streams lead to several industries actually, right? And I will talk about 4 of them here. So first is banking and financial services and insurance. You will hear BFSI as you grow in the industry and higher education. You will keep hearing this term called BFSI, banking, financial services, and insurance. This is a globally accepted term. It's a very large industry, and that you can see from this. 1 minute. Yeah. There is 105 trillion is the global GDP, right? US dollar, $105 trillion is the GDP of all countries put together, right? Financial services or BFSI amounts to about 20 to 25% of that size, right? So it contributes to 20 to 25% of world's GDP. This is as per the World Bank. So you can see such a humongous set of opportunities are available in this industry globally, right? Similarly, I can't put a number. Finance is a horizontal function. Like, in every company or every organization, right? Company or organization, even in the education institutes, all kinds of organizations in the world, there will always be a finance function, right? So it cuts across all the companies in all the industry, whether you're talking about healthcare, you're talking about retail, e-commerce, manufacturing, IT services, right? Hospitality. Every company in every industry has a finance function, right? So which actually gets impacted by management and commerce streams. I can't put a size because this is literally includes every company in the world, right? And then management consulting. Management consulting, you may or may not heard about it so far, but management consulting again is a very big industry. I will talk about all of them in detail. The size of global management consulting industry is about $300 billion, and it's growing at 10 to 15% every year. And I will show you by 2027 where it is going to be, right, in another 3-4 years actually, right? And most of the commerce and management students actually also land up into management consulting. And then general management, right? I talked about finance as a function, but there are other functions also: human resources, marketing, supply chain, information technology, and so on and so forth, right? Which also need trained commerce and management professionals, right? So this industry is also a very big industry, various managerial roles in the organization across the world in HR, marketing, supply chain, and IT, right? So if you do commerce, if you opt to do your undergraduate degree in commerce or management, you are slated to, seize opportunities in large size of industry in India and across the globe. And I'm going to talk about each of these in detail, right? So let's take first one. Banking and financial services. When we say BFSI, how do we break it down to, right? So banking and financial services, obviously, first is banking, right? Retail banking, everybody knows saving accounts, mortgages and personal loans. So the difference between loans and mortgages is that mortgage you need collateral, right? So I'm not running a class, but I would like you to understand the terms that I am using here, right? So how mortgages are given, how loans are given, and credit cards. So that's a simple retail banking. Then you have commercial banking, right? Services for businesses, right? Including business loan, treasury management. Businesses, they generate surplus, they generate profit, then they invest that profit, right? So treasury management services also banks, commercial banks provide that. And then you have investment banking, right? Investment advisory services for the companies as well as for people like you and me, right? So banking is a big sector, as you know, all over the world. There are a lot of banks in India. There are a lot of Indian banks, public sector, private sector banks, and there are a lot of foreign banks in India. And you also have something called GCC, Global Capability Centers of foreign banks in India. Almost every foreign bank has a center in India now, where they employ people from who have graduate and postgraduate degrees in commerce and management, right? So that's banking services, and I'm trying to simplify it to you. I'm going to as much simplify for you as possible. Then you have insurance services, right? Second in BFSI is insurance services. So life insurance, they are divided into two: life insurance and general insurance. Life is basically financial protection against death, disability, and longevity. If you live till 95 years, right, you may run short of money that you accumulated over your working life, right? So you need you need support. So life insurance is one stream within insurance. And second is general insurance. Everything other than life: property, casualty, your automobile, right, health, liabilities, risk, and so on and so forth. So general insurance is also very big field. Almost every insurance company in India is divided into life and general insurance, right? And also many countries actually count health as a separate, right? So like in India also, but I've combined them into general insurance. Health is a very big stream too, right? So there are several hundreds of companies in India which provide life, general, and health insurance services. And that's where actually also commerce and management students actually go and occupy various roles. Then you have investment services, right? There are companies which are separate from banks, right? You may have heard about Grow nowadays, actually, right? You hear about Grow, Zerodha, Motilal Oswal, and ICICI Securities, which is separate from bank. So investment services basically divided into two: asset management, which is actually a simple form of investment into mutual fund, fixed deposit, and things like that. And the wealth management, which is actually for high net worth individuals who have actually large sum of money to invest. So the wealth management targets things like private equity, portfolio management services, and so on and so forth, right? So you will actually, when you do commerce and management, you will get exposure to all these concepts. And then you have securities and commodity trading, right? So direct stock trading, broking services, bonds, commodities. When you talk about commodities, we are talking about, wheat, rice, derivatives and futures, because when you talk about derivatives and futures, they actually deal in currencies or commodities, right? So all trading of all that, right? So I have kind of briefly summed up the banking and financial services, their sub-industries, and what those industries contain. Then I'll talk, then one more, fintech. Dean sir talked about fintech services. Actually, I should have put fintech first, but I wanted to go in a traditional sequence. So fintech is actually booming, right? It's transforming the financial services industry in a big way. So technology-driven innovation is coming into all the financial services industry, all 1, 2, and 3, and 4, right? With the help of digital payments, blockchain, peer-to-peer lending, and so on and so forth. So I will actually go slightly deeper into that a little later. Okay, so that's the BFSI. Second is finance. So if you do commerce and management, as I said earlier, there is no organization in the world that runs without finance as a core function. There is absolutely no organization. Wherever there is a money, there is going to be a finance function, right? Finance as an internal business function. And then that business function has a very important role in keeping the organization afloat and growing, right? For your information, Chief Financial Officer, CFO, is the head of finance function in the companies, right? So I will break this down for you so that you can appreciate what kind of opportunities you can pursue when you do commerce or management, right? So capital raising, every business requires capital, funds, right? Without funds, you can't even start a business. So whether you should raise loan or you should go to the stock market to get your funds, right? To start your business. Then financial planning, like households do budget and forecast of expenses. Similarly, every business, right? And you can imagine businesses can start from a very small business to a automobile company like Toyota, to a aircraft manufacturing company like Boeing, right? To Indian Railways, right? So financial planning and budgeting requires very detailed modeling, financial modeling, using various tool sets like Excel, or there are other tool sets in the market. So financial planning and analysis. Then treasury management. Treasury management is the primary job of the business is to serve a customer, and then in the process generate surplus, right? So businesses generate surplus. What they do with the surplus, with the profit, some of that they put it back in the business, and remaining what they do is they invest, so that they want to make their money work harder, right? So treasury management is managing companies' liquidity, investment, and risk, right? And then investor relations, right? Because if you have raised money through debt or equity financing, then you have investors who expect certain returns. So the investor relation actually also becomes a very important function, specifically in the companies which are publicly listed, right? So these are the 4 corporate finance functions. Most of you relate to finance with accounting, but I think after this slide you will realize accounting is a very small part of it. right? It's very important function, accounting, but it's a very small part of it. So financial reporting is preparing financial statements in according with regulatory standards, your balance sheet, P&L statement, all that you hear or you learn, right? Journal entries and so forth. They actually lead you to developing financial statement, financial reporting as per the government norms, Indian GAAP standards or US GAAP standards, and so on and so forth. Then you have management accounting, internal financial analysis for decision making, because if you are working in a finance function, let's say you become a CFO or you become a controller, right? Or if you become a project manager who has a financial responsibility, one of the most important thing you will be doing actually, let's say you're doing project, how much money is required and how much money this project is going to give me back, right? So you need a lot of internal financial analysis. And many of the people who actually join commerce and management stream in finance as a specialization, they land up becoming financial analyst in several companies actually, and they grow from there to very rewarding careers. So that's management accounting. Then tax planning and compliance, ensuring tax efficiency and regulatory compliance, ensuring that you don't pay more than required tax, as well as you, at the same time, you comply with the governmental guidelines, right? So that's accounting. Then you have risk management, because wherever there is money and there is a business, there is a risk. There are three types of risk: credit risk, market risk, and operational risk, right? I will not get into too much detail in the interest of time, right? But risk management is a very important function for leaders in finance as as an internal function, as well as management roles. Then you have internal audit. You may have heard about this also, right? Internal audit is basically, and there is by governmental guideline, every company has to file an internal audit report with the corporate affairs department by September every year. So a lot of students who do BCom, BBA or MBA land up into audit function, right? And there are a lot of rewarding careers in that function also. So audit is basically what every company has a processes, right? Audit is basically ensuring at the end of the year whether company is complying or following those processes or not, right? So processes, companies may have their internal processes as well as governmental processes, right? So that's internal audit. So that's about internal, just as a finance as a function in the companies, right? Then management consulting. This is the career actually most of the students who come into BCom, BBA or MBA, they aspire to join management consulting, right? And management consulting is the number I've written is a $300 billion. It's a global. I didn't have the India number. So the revenue is global, but the 6.5 million workforce is only in US, right? That's only in in US, right? So it just gives you an idea of the size of the industry, right? The management consulting is a significant segment of professional services market, providing expertise in strategy, operation, finance, human resources, technology to the organization across various sectors. Now you wonder, what is management consulting, right? Because what happens is, when you set up a company or several companies are running, time to time they require external consulting help in terms of business strategy, right? What strategy they should adopt, what type of product they should launch, which market they should expand to, right? So on and so forth. So there are several decisions these companies have to take, right, to stay ahead of the competition in the market. And strategy consulting is a very, very big business, and there are top companies in the world are working in that area. McKinsey, Boston Consulting Group, Bain & Company. These are absolutely top of the line cream companies, right? And if you do MBA, BBA, BCom, and rise up with some higher education, you might land up into one of these companies tomorrow. Then you have operational consulting. Strategy is one thing, but converting this strategy and executing the strategy and realizing that strategy, making it real, right? Deals with improving operational efficiency, effectiveness of business operations, right? That includes supply chain management. Again, every manufacturing firm, every firm almost has a supply chain management function. Process optimization, performance improvement of companies, right? So operational consulting is also a very significant area within management consulting. There are firms like Deloitte, PricewaterhouseCoopers, KPMG, and several other companies. I have listed only few firms here, but there are host of firms in India and abroad which provide these services where opportunity lies for commerce and management students. Then financial advisory is another encompasses, I'm talking about management consulting only here. I'm not talking about financial advisory to investment and all that. Encompasses various services related to financial restructuring, mergers and acquisitions, right? Is one area where actually companies work, right? So financial advisory, again, Deloitte, Deloitte, EY, KPMG, and PwC are called Big Four, and all these Big Four companies come to our campuses to recruit students. Then you have, as part of management consulting, you also have human resource consulting, human resource practices, talent management, training and development, what kind of organization design is suitable for various organizations. For example, organization design for manufacturing companies is different from a IT company, because IT company you have all white collared people working there, but in manufacturing companies you have a blue collared people working on the shop floor. They have different kind of vocational skills, right? So HR strategy, and major firms in this area are Aon Hewitt, Towers Watson, Mercer. These are the top international firms in the area of HR consulting. Then you have IT consulting. I think the city that I am in Bangalore, right? Bangalore has almost every information technology in the world. Every company in the world has offices in Bangalore, right? And there is a significant number of commerce and management students actually go occupy very important roles in these companies. And some of the companies that I mentioned here, Accenture, Capgemini, Tata Consultancy Services, Infosys, Cognizant, and there are host of Indian companies actually which provide services in IT. Then you have general management, right? Over and above this, you have general, because general management is also an important area, right? Which I have covered finance, but general management actually, they say as per the International Labour Organization, globally 10 to 15% of the workforce accounts for roles in general management, which is HR, marketing, supply chain, information technology, and so on and so forth, right? The earlier I talked about management consulting, but now I'm talking about general management role spans across core functions in every company, human resource function or marketing function, supply chain management, and finance and IT. So when you do BBA or MBA, right, you mostly are going to specialize in one of these functions. So let me break it down for you quickly. Human resources, as I said, talent acquisition, also called recruitment, training and development, very easy to understand, compensation and benefit management, and performance management, right? Then marketing, we didn't talk about marketing, but people who do management, there are large number of roles in marketing and sales. Remember, if there is no sales, there is no business, right? If sales is not there in a company, right, there is no business, because you don't have a customer. There is zero revenue. So it's the most important function in the industry, in all companies. So market research, branding, product management has emerged a very, very, very important stream of careers across all industry. A lot of people confuse product management with IT, but actually is there in manufacturing companies, is there in automobile companies, or even battery companies. All kinds of companies have product management as a very important function. Digital marketing, right? Digital marketing has emerged equally important marketing function, because you market where the customer is, and customer is on the web, World Wide Web, or on the mobile phone. So you market your services and your products on the web, right? And sales and distribution and relationship management. Then you have supply chain management. So if you get a customer, you have to produce the goods for them, right? You have to manufacture the goods for them. To manufacture the goods, you need raw material, right? So you need inbound logistics, you need outbound logistics to distribute, right? But to distribute, before that, you need forecasting and procurement, right? There's a large number of positions in forecasting and procurement function, warehouse management and inventory management within supply chain. and operations management, overall operations of an organization like manufacturing company. Then you have IT, right? We talked about IT. We are talking about IT as an internal function in company. I'm not talking about IT as a consulting because we have spoken about that, right? So a lot of people, general management people occupy positions here also as a project manager, infrastructure management, because there are IT, all the companies, whichever, irrespective of which industry sector you belong to, whether it's BFSI or manufacturing or retail or hospitality or healthcare, every company relies on information technology infrastructure. In fact, the business strategy is built on information technology nowadays, right? So IT infrastructure management is a separate stream, right? And then since we talked about so much about internet, right? So obviously, cyber security and data management goes along with that. Okay, so these are the general management industries. So I talked about all the 4 industries so far, right? That I talked about so far. All the 4 industries that I had talked about, saying that banking and financial services, insurance services, investment services. Okay, not this one. Yeah, banking and financial services, finance as a core function, management consulting, and general management, right? Now I'll talk about, so I gave you an idea about the scope, the size of the industry and the type of job roles available there, right? It's humongous. It's a very big size. So if you do commerce and management, you actually can tap opportunities in all 4 types of industry that I talked about, right? Now I'll talk about briefly trends in financial services, right? I'll talk about what are the trends in financial services. Again, this is a very big area. It's very difficult to do justice in such a short time, but I'll give you some idea about it actually, right? So first is digital transformation. Our Dean sir also talked about it. You know, cutting across all the industries and specifically in banking and financial services. Banking and financial services is one industry all over the world which adapt technologies first, right? So they are always first because they are rich, so they always implement new technologies first, and that's also happening in the current time. So fintech integration, you may have seen, right, how non-financial services companies are actually providing financial services now. For example, you have Google Pay. Google Pay is not a finance company, but you are using Google Pay. What Google has done actually, they have extended banking function to iPhone, to a simple phone, right? So that's what they have done. They have brought out that payment function to a simple phone, smartphone that you and me carry, right? So fintech, they have integrated, right, through APIs, certain functions so that you can make payments easily. That's one example of fintech integration I'm giving. Blockchain and cryptocurrency. A lot of people think cryptocurrency and blockchain are the same, right? Cryptocurrency is one example or implementation of blockchain. Blockchain is a humongous opportunity. It is also said that blockchain is the next big thing after internet, right? So blockchain and cryptocurrencies, blockchain specifically is coming out, with several applications in the area of several, business functions, right? Specifically because it's very transparent. When any business functionality uses blockchain, the fudging data or cheating somebody becomes almost impossible, right? So blockchain is one area. And artificial intelligence and machine learning is actually transforming, fraud detection, customer service automation, personalized services and all that. So when you sometime log into a website and you see a chat bot, actually that is driven by machine learning and AI, right? And I would like to tell you that for digital transformation, to take part in digital transformation or to contribute to this as an employee, you don't have to be an IT professional. You might as well be a very good commerce and management professional and study in a school like ours. We will actually make you competent using, exploiting the business aspect of these technologies, right? Because as a business manager, you need to understand what is the business applications of these technologies, right? So, and that's what you will get. So that's digital transformation. The second trend in financial services is customer experience and personalization. When we say personalization, we are talking about, every individual customer has a very specific need, right? So all the financial services companies, right, are providing that specific services tailored to your needs, right? That's what they are doing. And how that happened, they actually monitor you. When you may have seen, actually many times they see our website uses cookies, right? When they use cookies, they actually see that the intent is to learn who you are and what your preferences are, so that they can, provide services customized specifically for you, right? So omni-channel integration, omni-channel banking is again, a seamless transfer, and a seamless experience across all banking channels, whether you are using your phone or a laptop or iPad or your PC, right? You can start a transaction from one place and you can pick it up on the other device. That's what this omni-channel integration is all about. I talked about personalized products, right? And another thing you will hear as you grow, in your education and to the industry, UI, UX, right? User interface and user experience. This is becoming a very big area, very, very big area, right? So basically, again, customizing your experience on websites, very specific to your needs. So financial services firms are using it, and all kinds of firms are using it actually. Then you have regulation and compliance changes, right? This is again a very big area. I'm going to quickly go through this, right? RegTech, regulation, several industry sectors are regulated by regulator. So there are technology companies which make it easy for companies to actually follow regulations, right? So that is another area where actually a lot of changes are coming. Then you have sustainability and environmental, social, and governance. So green finance, right? Sustainability and ESG. You will hear these terms also. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. So green finance is one area. Promoting investment in sustainable and environmentally friendly projects and sustainable investment funds, right? Because companies actually are now monitored, right? Soon you will see there will be companies in the near future itself, companies will have to, declare their carbon credit maybe in their balance sheets or their, financial reporting statements, right? You may be very profitable, but are you spoiling the environment, right? If you are spoiling the environment, you may be penalized, right? So green finance is coming. Many companies actually, there are ESG mutual funds. When you get a time, maybe you can read about each ESG mutual funds, right? And then corporate social responsibility is one area where, all the companies are by law and in general required to be giving back to the society, right? So that is another area which is emerging big time. Then you have innovation in payments, right? I will sum this up in one sentence, that payment is coming out to be the biggest industry in financial services, right? When we say payments, I'm not talking about UPI or Google Pay. I'm talking about, you can imagine, cross-country, cross-border payment. There are billions of dollars of transactions happen every day. And the companies which are in payment services, some of the payment, global payment companies come to our campus to recruit, and they offer very high salaries to our students, right? They are very, very lucrative firms. So these companies enable payments of billions of dollars of transaction for B2B deals, right? So contactless payment, real-time payments, and cross-border payments, and so on and so forth. Then you have financial inclusion, right? Neobanks. Neobanks are a fully digital bank. They have no branches, right? They're designed to bring every single customer, regardless of their stature in the society, to the banking system, right? Expanding access to financial services. UPI actually has made it very easy, right? All the digital platform. Then peer-to-peer lending, you will hear about it, right? I don't have time to explain this in detail, but peer-to-peer lending, microfinance. Microfinance is a term which is used for financing MSMEs, micro and small medium enterprises, right? And peer-to-peer lending is basically, you don't really have to go through banking system to lend. Peer-to-peer lending services are one person can provide loans to other person, right? Through these platforms, right? So that's the financial services, trends in financial services, right? And then trends in general management are digital and digital is the trend across both the industries. Sustainability is the trend across both the industry. Then you have hybrid, remote and hybrid work management. After what has happened is, after COVID, general management practices have been transformed, right? Because there are two things have come into play. Remote team leadership, all leaders have to learn how to lead a team which is working remotely, right? I may have a team where people are working across continents. Forget about India itself, right? So that is one thing which is transforming. That's a trend. Then hybrid work strategies, developing and implementing effective hybrid work model. You can sometime work from home, sometime you're working from the office, right? And then agile and adaptive development. I will leave it to you. I can't explain this in detail, but there are agile practices which are followed by companies in IT sector, but they are also in the manufacturing. The idea of agile is basically to respond quickly to market changes, right? As they say, change is the only constant, and the company which actually responds to changes quickly, wins the race, right? So there is a new stream of practices called agile management practices, and I encourage you to read about this. There's a lot of material available, on the internet. And the agile basically practices actually help you change faster. And then lastly, diversity and inclusion, right? You will hear more and more embracing diversity. More diverse the organization, better the innovation, right? Because you are having all kinds of people in the organization who can, earlier we were talking about gender diversity, but we are talking about cultural diversity, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of aspects of diversity in the workforce as well as in leadership, right? And companies are measured using DEI metrics, like how many board members you have in your company board and so on and so forth, right? So these are trends. To sum up, right? I will sum up very quickly. I have taken a lot of time. So growing industry opportunities, the global financial services industry projected to exceed 30 trillion by 2027, reflecting significant opportunities in banking, insurance, and investment sectors. There's a huge opportunity for students in commerce and management in all the 6 areas that I'm going to mention here. High demand for skills. There is a rising demand for finance professionals with expertise in digital transformation, regulatory compliance, and sustainable finance. Then job market is very dynamic for general management. General management roles are evolving with trends like remote work, AI integration, and focus on ESG. I just talked about it. Management consulting is slated to go to about $500+ billion by 2028. That's a very big industry. A significant number of commerce and management professionals go and join management consulting business. Industry specialization firms are looking for specialists nowadays. So when you join BBA or BCom and MBA, you will get opportunity to specialize in a particular business function or industry sector. And lastly, innovation and technology. Embrace the integration of innovation technology such as AI, big data analytics, and fintech solution to stay competitive and drive business transformation. So you will, when you study here, you get opportunity to get a very good exposure to all cutting edge technologies. So I stop it here, and thank you for patient listening. All the data information that I produced were from sources were, I mentioned it below. I'll just stop it here, sir. Bagli, sir. I don't know how much time did I take? More time or?
Sir, thank you so much. You explained wonderfully the entire career of commerce and management in very simplified manner. Students could able to get lot many their questions answered with your presentation, sir. You have touched upon all the career opportunities in commerce and management. As you were telling, whether you are able to justify or not within this time, you are 100% given a justification to your presentation to give a wonderful information for the students. Sir, you have really displayed your experience of working in different places like US, China, Asia Pacific, and different short-term stints. Thank you so much, and students got benefited because lot many questions is being asked by student what careers other than just having a CA or any chartered accounting practicing careers. Students may not be knowing much careers, but you have given entire detail of that. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure, sir. So I
With
just want to
this,
say that
I will
career
be
management is one function that our school specializes. So they don't have to limit to this session only. All my colleagues actually are expertise in this. So thank you, sir. Thank you for kind words.
Thank you. There will be a question at the end of the session. I'll be asking the question
Sure.
from the students. I'll be asking Dr. Trupta Shankar will also be answering some of the questions. With this, sir, I will be welcoming Dr. Trupta Shankar, Assistant Dean, SCMS, Dayanand Sagar University. Sir, session is over to you. Please help the students to understand the career opportunities and also the facilities available in Dayanand Sagar University, SCMS. The session is over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Bagli. Thank you, Professor Anand Popli, for the detailed presentation of emerging trends in commerce and management. Now, I will try to stress on what we have as an offering in terms of programs, in terms of specialization, in terms of the environment, in terms of student activities, and so on. Yes. So our program overall, we follow a multi-dimensional approach wherein the students develop a multi-dimensional personality by the end of 3 years. And we also look at students picking up functional expertise, whether in the area of commerce, whether in the area of fintech, digital marketing, or taking up CA, ACC, or CME. Our philosophy is looking at having a cross-disciplinary approach. We encourage students to think globally. We have a lot of immersion programs for students, student exchange, semestral exchange programs for students, as well as short-term immersion programs for 15 days or 20 days. The entire activities are completely student-centric. Then we have a fantastic industry preparedness program so that students by the end of 3 years are prepared themselves, are well equipped to get into the job market or become entrepreneurs or get into higher education. Now, I would like to talk about the USP or the edge that we have. We have a very strong placement support team wherein we assist students to get placement at the end of 3 years. As indicated by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, we have an excellent faculty team with both industry and academic experience. We look forward for the students to develop their personality, their language, and their communication skills by the end of 3 years. We have real-time projects to get an exposure to what is happening in the industry. We have multiple international and domestic interest opportunities. We also have global certification programs like ACCA, the UK Accounting, CMA, the US Accounting, and CA. Diverse choice of specialization and a special industry preparedness program for students. Moving on to a few program insights, we have an outbound activity for all the students in a military style boot camp wherein They'll be learning apart from what they learn in the classroom. Outside the classroom, we offer Japanese, we offer French and German as foreign languages for students to be skilled, and we also have multiple community engagement programs, case study and simulation exercises for students, detailed research approach towards problem solving, and another way of learning is through student-driven clubs. We have case study club, we have HR club, we have a literary club, we have a cultural club, we have a sports club, we also have a digital marketing club. The students can join either one or multiple clubs to pursue their learnings. We also have, as I have indicated earlier, both internship and robust student exchange program, when students have an opportunities to study 1 semester or participate in an immersion program in an international university. We do have sports and cultural activities round the clock, or round the year rather. We also have a special business incubation center called Derby, wherein students who want to become entrepreneurs or hone their skills of entrepreneurs are encouraged, are mentored towards in that direction. We follow a holistic development philosophy for students. Yoga is taught. We also encourage students to work in the sustainable development area. We have a perfectly well-equipped lab facilities as well as access to both online and offline resources, library resources. I'll come to what is the most important part of today's discussion. What are the programs that we are broadly offering? We are offering Bachelor of Business Administration BBA and BCom. And under BBA program, we have a BBA regular, BBA BFSI, BBA retail operations, BBA digital marketing, and in commerce, in Bachelor of Commerce, we have BCom regular, BCom ACCA, that is the UK accounting, BCom CMA, that is the US accounting, and BCom CA, of course, we all know what CA is, the Indian Accounting Standard. Now, coming to the BBA programs offered, we have the regular digital marketing, BFSI, and retail operations. In the BBA regular, the specializations offered include human resources, digital marketing, finance, supply chain management, business analytics, international business, banking, and insurance. I will leave the questions to the end. As Mr. Bagli has indicated, you can always note down your questions, and I'll be open to any kinds of questions at the end of the session. So usually the opportunities after BBA can end up becoming a finance management trainee, financial analyst, accounts management executive, logistic analyst, and so on. Coming to the BBA digital marketing, students are equipped to learn about search engine optimization, social brand management, social media marketing, content marketing, and so on, as well as get exposed to digital analytics, conversion optimization, campaign management, user retention engagement. Also, it includes a digital internship in digital marketing. Students who finish the BBA digital marketing program can look forward to becoming pursue their careers as ACO executive, SMM executives, or digital business marketer, content marketing strategists, social media executives, marketing analytics executives, and so on. As Professor Anand Popli has been talking about the opportunities in banking, financial services, sector, we have a very huge and vibrant banking and insurance sector, as well as the mutual fund and non-banking financial institution. This is another program or specialization that you can look at, equipping yourself. Then the other program that we have is under BBA, is BBA retail operations. It's a very unique program wherein the concept of earn while you run, wherein 3 days the student spends in the college between Tuesday to Thursday. The remaining 3 days, that is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, student ends up working in MTOs, modern trade outlets in companies to understand how supply chain works in a retail stores, wherein they are exposed to supply chain management, logistics, stock management, and so on. This is done in collaboration with the Retail State Council of India. So the opportunity is that a student who has completed a BBA Retail Operations program can look forward to stores manager, visual merchandiser, operations manager, accounts manager, warehouse manager, and so on. This completes the BBA program. We move on to the BCom. In the BCom program, we have a BCom regular program, BCom ACCA, BCom CMA, and BCom CA program. The BCom regular specialization, there are 4 management courses and a blend of accounting, mathematics, and general management courses, followed by the FinTech specializations in FinTech, supply chain, and business analytics. You will end up studying additional 6 papers from second year onwards. Then the other offering that is their opportunity for students is get qualified with an international certification. It is BCom ACCA, that is the UK accounting standards. What would actually happen is this is an equivalent or nearby equivalent of CA India, wherein once you finish it, you will be able to get opportunities in companies who are dealing with UK accounting. We also have a BCom CMA program. In BCom CMA program, you will be taking up examinations related to US accounting. So by the time you finish your BCom, you will, apart from graduating, you can also look forward to preparing and clearing the certified management accounting papers and get qualified. So both the ACCA and CMA programs are integrated programs wherein you will be having the papers that you will have to set for examination as a part of ACCA and CMA. That will be part of the program, and you will be able to achieve the dual certification. Then followed by, we have BCom CA program wherein CA classes are conducted to help students clear the CA foundation, inter and finals. The career outlook, obviously, once you do BCom, can be looking at the areas of accounting, finance, governance, taxation, risk management, wealth management. I'll move on to a few of our hiring partners, includes Cognizant, Amazon, Aditya Birla Capital, S Bank, Quest, and so on, Accenture, Infosys, Infosys. This is just a few of the companies that top companies that have hired our students in the past. And we also have Omega Healthcare, ClearTax, Reliance Retail, Upgrade, Joseph. Coming to, I would like to give a snapshot of the student experience in various guest lectures. These are as a part of yoga program, as well as farewell, welcome celebration, as well as talent activities just happen on a monthly basis. Also, various other cultural activities, sports, ethics. These are the snapshots of what happens and what kind of experience you can find yourself as a student. There is an industrial visits that happens every semester. So I would be open to questions. I would encourage students to ask any questions related to the programs and courses later in my presentation.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tripta Shankar, for your wonderful session, and you are taken over to students to entire SCMS, the programs at the Ananda Sagar University, Bangalore. Dear students, as you asked many questions, I would be asking few of the questions from that. Sir, student ask how our SCMS department, SCMS is different from other colleges, like being a private university. What is an advantage of studying in Dayanand Sagar University, comparing other colleges which are attached to the Bangalore University and all?
So I'd say that as I mentioned in one of the slides, the entire focus is on holistic learning. The students would learn first from the courses, curriculum, and the programs. They'll also have an opportunity to learn through various industry visits. In the sense, we have industry visits every semester. That means by end of 6 semester, a student would have visited 6 industries. Plus, there are internships, social internship, there are company regular corporate internships, there are also project works exposure. There's also an opportunity to go for an international semester abroad, attend an immersion program. This is the second kind of learning wherein you are trying to learn from the industry. Then we have guest lectures from the industry coming in and talking about what is happening in the corporate on a regular basis. Apart from this, we have a very vibrant club, students learning clubs, where students actively can participate on about various aspects, whatever their interests are. So the overall approach is trying to see how students can basically by the end of 3 years.
Thank you, sir. There is a question.
Yeah, Mr. Bagli,
Many of the science students till 12th
Mr.
they
Bagli.
study science. Yes, sir.
I just want to add, if I understood the question correctly, the fact of the matter is that because we are a state private university, a university like Dayanand Sagar University has a lot of flexibility in shaping curriculum, pedagogy, and so on and so forth, which state public universities do not have. And that, I think, is the biggest game changer. If you look at, the concept of public and private universities, of course, it was started by the United States. And India, it's a very new concept. But just to give you an idea, if you look at, say, the top 25 universities in the United States, about 15 of them are in the private space, or maybe 18 of them are the private space. MIT is a private university. Harvard is a private university. Carnegie Mellon is a private university, and so on and so forth, right? So the private universities are the ones who are, have that flexibility and the ability to make quick changes and stay connected with the industry and give relevance. Of course, legacy is with the state public universities like Bangalore University and so on and so forth. And we're not competing here, but we have some definitive advantages, basically in terms of faculty, curriculum, and pedagogy. And these are the 3 most important things for any higher education establishment. And that gives us tremendous sort of advantages over other people. So everything else being the same, we have, repeating myself, and for the benefit of students and parents and everybody here, we have great advantages in the fact that we can actually make changes very quickly, which other people cannot do. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. As you rightly said, the flexibility which will inculcate the skills, many skills, industry required skills you will be teaching.
Let me give you an example. We have 70, say, professors of practice, adjunct professors who come from industry. Show me any public university which has got that kind of resource. For example, Professor Anand Popli was one such. Before he is a full-time practice professor here, he was a adjunct professor when he approached, and he's got tremendous industry experience. So we have that kind of flexibility to bring in people of different scholastic competencies which other people do not have.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. There is another question. Some of the students, science stream students, they wanted to shift their self from 12th standard to commerce and management. How would they cope up the commerce and management when they shift themselves from science, sir? And what is your suggestions for those students?
Yeah, if you look
Yeah.
at so the IIMs, if all filters are taken away, 100% of IIMs would be engineers. Yeah, I think that explains the. So it's not about. Listen, the role of a university is to get people to think and develop several competencies. So it's not about what you have studied. People who have done, say, commerce or management in their 11th and 12th have a first mover advantage. They will understand some courses better than other people. But eventually, it is the person who applies their intelligence, applies their thinking skills, and what they have learned in their 11th and 12th in terms of an ability to understand a subject and apply it. That is important. It is not about what you have studied in the past. Many times, what you have studied in the past is of no use. For example, I am an expert in ocean engineering. Do I apply it here as dean of the business school? Not at all. Professor Popley did several other things. I think he is a science student, I think, in his undergrad. Nobody asks him about physics and chemistry here, yeah? And so on and so forth. Professor Tripta Shankar might have a similar, I think he is also a science student, but he's assistant dean of commerce and management. So you actually bring that wealth of differential learning to a new program. So I would welcome people who come from science backgrounds, that you have also several advantages in coming to a commerce and management program. And it doesn't matter in the least. Coming back to my example of, say, the IIMs, where several engineers do extremely well. So before I sort of stop talking and rambling on, a great example is of a guy called Rajat Gupta, who was the world's first non-American to head a company like McKinsey. McKinsey is one of the biggest consultants worldwide, globally. Rajat Gupta was a graduate of IIT Delhi. He then went to Harvard Business School. He's an engineer, right? IIT Delhi is engineering school. He went to Harvard, which is a business school. He topped Harvard, yeah, and his MBA program, and then went to McKinsey and became the first non-American to head McKinsey. Look at his journey. He did not come from a commerce or management background when he went to Harvard. Yeah, he was a pure engineer. He was a technology guy. So this is immaterial. Brings me back to what I was talking about, your competencies and skills. Do you have those large overarching competencies and skills to do something? The enthusiasm, the motivation, the resilience, the adaptability, the entrepreneurial mindset, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so these are small things, and I don't think they should be concerned about. They should be concerned about the quality of faculty, the program itself, the curriculum, how it is taught, the clubs like Dr. Shankar was mentioning, the industry visits, the peer group, what kind of other students come to your program, what do you learn from them, and the wealth of talent that we have in terms of faculty. That is the concern. And if you're going to get a good program, because we are living in a very, very, there are a lot of opportunities, but it's not sort of linear, not straightforward. So you need different kinds of teachers and different kinds of experience to succeed in life and career.
Thank you, sir. There is another question, sir. Any foreign university tie-up for student exchange program? This
Dr. Shankar can answer.
So we already have a formalized tie-up with various universities across Europe as well as Malaysia, other countries, and we have we have one of the student team which is going to Malaysian University in the month of September.
Thank you, sir. There is a question from a student. I thought I could able to answer that. The question asked by a student.
I just want to add quickly to what Dr. Shankar said. We have tie-ups with several universities. So if students want to travel there, we're also working on short-term exchange programs, maybe semester exchange programs. We don't have a dual degree program. Yeah. Just to make it very clear. But students can travel to foreign universities. For example, students could have traveled to Lithuania for a short 6-month program at very, very reasonable cost, maybe ₹1,00,000, and they could have spent 6 months in a European country and traveled across Europe. That's a possibility. Also got a few certifications from there. Also, several of our undergrad students travel abroad for higher education. All universities in the world, wherever they might be, recognize the Dayanand Sagar University degree. So there is no bar. Say you want to finish your degree here and go to, say, Europe, or you want to go to the United States or Australia or New Zealand or anywhere, the degree is good enough, and we will sort of, give you a letter of recommendation. We will sort of
Yes.
qualify that when the university checks with us. So we will assist in that direction. And several of our students already go abroad to many of these countries. Yeah. So there is absolutely no problem in the international connect.
Thank you, sir. And there is a question about PhD, sir. Any part-time PhD opportunities for the faculties who wanted to be?
Absolutely. I think it's just open now. I think the PhD admissions are open. So if anybody is interested, they should sort of write us an email. They can write me an email. My email ID, shall I put it in the chat box?
That would be ideal, sir. It would be great if you can put your email ID in a chat
You can
box.
write to me, and I will send it to the right people. And this is the right time. So the question is very appropriate. So my mail ID is there. Please write in. I'll send it to the correct person who will get in touch with you. There is an entrance test and there is a interview process. And once you pass that, you can enroll for your PhD. This is a good place to do your PhD because we've got excellent guides.
Thank you so much, Captain Nagraj, sir. And sir, it was wonderful listening to you. And student asked how different Dayanand Sagar University SEMS is compared to other. I can simply say, under the able leadership of Captain Nagraj Subbarao, who has got a vibrancy, transparency, and bold other leader. I think anyone wanted to become a leader like Captain Nagraj, a future leader, join the Dayanand Sagar University.
You're very kind. You're very kind, but I am a leader because of competent people like Professor Popli and Dr. Shankar and Mohammed Imtiaz and
very generous.
Manoj and
Very
Deepak
generous.
and people like that. Leadership is about a team. Leadership is not about an individual anywhere. And so something that I didn't mention in the competencies is collaboration and teamwork. Yeah, which is critical. So you need to be able to perform, work together in a collaborative atmosphere. And that is, I think, again, signifies. So if you come to the SEMS, you will find that most people are willing to work together to achieve a common goal, which is the betterment of the student. So we are very clear about that we exist because of the student. And it is very important for us that our students do well, Mr. Bagli. So I would urge anybody interested here for whatever program to look at us because we are the future. And I say that very, very confidently because I have seen several schools and I have been in different professions now, including the Navy. So I know exactly how organizations work. And this is a great place to be in. Right then. So if that is it, then I'm going to sort of log off. And thank you so much for the opportunity. I also thank my colleagues, Dr. Shankar and Professor Popli and Imtiaz for setting this up for us, and you and the marketing team for arranging it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you once again, one and all. Thank you so much, Honorable Vice Chancellor, for giving your valuable time, followed by Captain Nagraj Subbarao for giving your valuable time in spite of your busy schedule. You have made yourself convenient to attend. And thank you so much, Dr. Trupta Shankar, for providing us a wonderful tour to the DSU SCMS. And thank you so much, Professor Anand, wonderfully explaining in simplified manner to the students what are the career opportunities available. And I'm really thankful to Mr. Imtiaz for making the event very smooth and successful digitally. And I'm thankful to Mr. Deepak Haloki, Chief Marketing Officer, be present in the session. I'm also thankful to Mr. Manoj Kumar Jaina, Assistant Director Admission. I would request Mr. Manoj Kumar Jaina to talk few words to the students before I could conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Bagley. Thank you to Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and Captain Nagraj, sir, and Dr. Trupta, sir. Who has given valuable information to the student and have spent valuable time here, and also given all entire journey for the SCMS. Very successfully they have given the information to all the students who are listening. Just because I'm getting very too much calls, so that is the reason disturbance happening. Because due to the CET results, people, parents are calling left and right. Okay. And the entire session webinar was very wonderful, very informative, and so listening this I think they got all the detailed information from the respective speakers, from starting from the Captain Nagraj, who is the really one of the great leader for the our commerce and management, who starting from the UG, PG, and even also to PhD level, he is guiding the students. And Dr. Trupta Shankar, who is heading the UG program, and he's having the wonderful experience, not only for academic as well as also industry experience. And Dr. Professor Popal, who is an adjunct professor, not only for the MBA program, but also is having the vast experience in the industry, who's helpful to the students for guiding related to the various career and placements. And so these kind of professors who is available in our Dayanand Sagar University, I hope the students can understand what is the difference between the other college, other commerce college, and Dayanand Sagar University. And very few seats are available. The students, because we have started our application from the month of January, now only few seats are available. Who are interested, who are still not completed their admission, please rush up and fill the application form as early as possible. Only few seats are available for BCom and BBA program. And if you want to know more detailed information, you can visit our website www.dsu.edu.in, or you can call us 080-4646-1800. And also you can meet our counselor personally. You can visit our campus, Hosur Road, Kudlu Gate campus, and you can meet our professors and dean, who can give the detailed information about the program, and who can you can meet them, you can clarify your doubts. I think I don't want to take more information. Everything has covered by the our speaker. Thank you, Mr. Bagley. Thank you for the giving an opportunity to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Once again, from Dayananda Sagar University, Bangalore, we are really thankful to all the panelists and students. Thank you one and all. Thank you, sir.